Okay, let's talk about the multitasking. I've already told you multitasking is really important. If you want to speak in English well, you have to know the multitasking. So I'm going to tell you now, multitasking, it means you have to do two things at the same time. That's the multitasking, but you don't worry about that because you've already known how to do this in your life and you can find out easily. For example, when you speak Korean, I know Korean is your first languages. At the time, you've already used the multitasking, but it's really fast, so you can't recognize you are using the multitasking or not. So let's check the situation in English. So if you want to speak in English well, you know the multitasking. So I'm gonna tell you now. So when you speak in English, you have to notice that I'm using the multitasking. So you have to make some images in your mind, and at the same time, you need to speak in English directly. But when you speak in English, it would be better to use the short and easy sentence. It's really important. That's the multitasking. You do two things at the same time. What is it? Image, make some image at the same time speak in English. That's the multitasking. So if you want to speak in English, you have to think what you want to talk. So you have to make some images in your mind. At the same time, you can use some easy and short English sentence. That's really important. I'll give you some example. I'm gonna tell you my daily life in the mornings. And for example, when I wake up at 6 o'clock. I open my eyes, I stretched out, I get out of my bed, I put on my socks, and I open my door and get out of my room. That's my first event when I wake up. So when I talk about this, I've already used the multitasking. So in my mind, I've already made some images, kind of like video files, and I just follow the images and I speak in English to use the easy sentence. You can do this like this. So when you do it, when you success this kind of situation, when you success the multitasking at first, it will be better to practice fastly like this. I'll give you some example. I wake up at 6 o'clock, I open my eyes, I stretch it out, I get out of my bed, I put on my socks, I open the door, I get out of my room, like this. So when you success again, two times, three times, and four times, you can practice more and more. I know, and I'm gonna tell you, this is the only one method for practicing your multitasking. So when you succeed, you need to speak in English fastly more and more. But at the time, you have to use your brain. You have to make some images in your mind, and then, no, not and then. At the same time, you need to speak in English to use the easy and short sentence. That's really, really important. Okay, and this is the multitasking. That's right.